I think Katana is the best software for lighting on the market. It's great to be able to actually manage hundreds and hundreds of shots while being able to keep a non-destructive workflow. So if you bring in something in your scene, you start overriding, it's never definitive. So you can always remove it. It always takes into account what the upstream is.
I've been at Rodeo for 10 years now. From when I began, we were about 30 people, and now we're about 600 people. We began as a compositing and matte painting company, and over the last 10 years have evolved into doing all aspects of visual effects. Probably the most interesting part of Katana is in terms of how it scales and how robust it is. And as such, it's sort of become a linchpin of our current pipeline in terms of everything flowing through Katana.
We adopted Katana on the 7th season of Game of Thrones, and the first few weeks was a bit rough and people had to do things manually, and then by the end of the project everything was automated, the building of the scenes was automated, and by that point like nobody wanted to go back to the previous product we were using. It's more efficient. We can actually start lighting shots at a very early stage in the pipeline. So as soon as we have a very crude layout or even a previs, we can send that to Katana, start the lighting as the assets are being built. This is a game changer.
We try and find projects that inspire us as well as push our pipeline forward. We do as much as we possibly can to support a quality of life because we feel that having a balanced life is actually going to get us more productivity and more creativity.
For Aeronauts, I was the design lead for the show. The clouds are the lighting challenge because lighting clouds is not something we usually do. So what we ended up doing is a series of turntables as well as different lighting setups that we would use in different shots. So with Katana, we were able to run these automatically. So for a shot, we would say, okay, environment's ready, let's run the lighting check. And then we'd get a bunch of turntables and then we could pick which angle we want, which intensity we want, and then look at that in continuity. We had a very short time frame to do it, and we had 200 or something shots to do, and that's where Katana was able to help us. We developed internally a few tools that will help us automatize everything. So launching 20 shots, for example, would happen in a click rather than happening in a few hours of manipulations, which would be very difficult to do with another software.
The fact that Katana is procedural, you don't have to redo everything every day. You just continue working, you just refine your lighting, your passes, your render layers and everything. So the work you do is never lost. This changes everything.
The industry seems to be driving towards adding a lot of content, mostly through streaming services at this point. We've kind of positioned ourselves in a way that we don't distinguish between a streaming series or a feature film. And the benefit is that because we haven't done that, when series come in or feature films come in, we can balance that across all of the people at Rodeo. Certainly over the last 10 years, moments of crisis, moments of stress, Foundry is one of the first companies that we can rely upon. As a company itself, they've been an incredible partner and definitely part of our growth.